morning, everyone. It is day 2 of GenCon. We just wrapped up eating breakfast, and I'm waiting for a video to export. So Zach and I are going to tell you how our GenCon experience has been so far. Do you want to go first? You've been running games, right?
Yeah, I've been running games for Eldritch Automata from GenCon Gaming.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be the majority of my weekend, really. But it's going pretty well. The backer kit finished, so
Mm-hmm.
pre-orders are up, so people are getting to actually play it in person in its more complete form. And yeah, they're having fun with it.
What's the overall consensus been for people who are getting to play the final product with you? Like, what's their feedback been like on the game so far?
Honestly, they really like it. They like the world building. They like the
Mm-hmm.
setting. They like getting to get into a giant mech and punch kaiju because who doesn't? The combat is crunchy, but it's not like time consuming levels of
Mm-hmm.
crunchy. And just it's got a nice blend of horror and action and sci-fi to it.
That's awesome. I personally can't wait to play, but it won't be this weekend.
Yeah. Now all of the game slots are sold out.
Yeah, which is awesome. That's kind of I feel like that's kind of hard to do for the smaller newer games.
It is. I think it's helped though that Gehenna they've been running this game through like the last two PAXs as
Mm-hmm.
well, and then again the backer kit just finished at like over 1,000% its goal or something like
Yeah.
that. Uh, yeah, it's it was a lot, like
Mm-hmm.
$13,000 or something. So I think the word has gotten out from
Yeah,
them.
for sure. And there will be a link in the description below if you want to go check that out too. And then yesterday, following the things that I actually got to show here, some of my interviews and stuff, I got the opportunity to meet the folks over at AAW Games,
Yeah,
which write the subclass or the class for Abby's character Fiskworth of the Luck and Chaos podcast, the Vampiric Huling, which I think we've all just really enjoyed watching her play.
absolutely.
It's such a cool class, and a cool
Yeah.
species to play. For those who aren't aware or don't watch the podcast, we have a homebrew or no, a third party published only campaign that we run.
Well, some of it's homebrew. You've made a lot of the content in it.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I made a well that attacked them. It was
Exactly.
great.
It did not go well.
It did not go well. Pun intended. It was really cool to talk to those folks, and we got to Jake and I got to actually meet with the person who wrote the Ahuling and wrote that lore. Has also written some Drider lore. So I picked up that supplement, went over and checked out a demo of the Legend of the Five Rings new video game that is coming out. It's a turn-based tactics game. It's still early and the coffee has not kicked in. It looked really cool. I'm not a turn-based tactics gaming person, but it was easy enough that I didn't feel like I need to think too hard. And the replayability seemed to be pretty high with the amount of customizability that the game has.
Yeah.
So I think for folks who do enjoy that sort of gameplay, that sort of style, I think they're going to get a lot of enjoyment out of it once it's released. It's currently for wishlist on Steam.
I'm honestly surprised to discover that there is like more of an expansion to Legend of the Five
Mm-hmm.
Rings because I learned about Five Rings like before I learned about Magic the Gathering when I was a kid,
Yeah.
as just a card game, and seeing that
Mm-hmm.
it has been so long lived is really cool.
Yeah. It's cool to see any IP that survives that long, especially in a niche like tabletop gaming,
Hmm.
because I think a lot of times people forget like tabletop gaming feels bigger these days,
Yeah.
but it's still a very niche hobby, and it's cool. It's cool when things last that long. After that, walked around a bit, bumped into a few friends along the way, chatted with everyone for as long as I could before getting whisked off to chat with other people or getting distracted by something shiny on the floor. After that, got to go with where did we head off to next after that?
Your
We
your
oh we went to see what is so far my favorite panel
Yeah.
of Gen Con. Do beholders have buttholes? I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. I'm gonna have to look it up. I might have to bleep that.
What
And
was the consensus?
yes,
All right.
they do. I thought it was going to be more of like a monster discussion panel, but because I didn't read the description before I went, and it
Well, with a
was
name like that, do
right. Do
you
you
need to read the
need? I
description?
don't know. I just need that question answered, and I was
Right.
going to sit there for an hour and a half.
Exactly.
It was a really fun game changers style game, and it was really silly and really goofy, and it was very well done. So if they bring it back next year, I definitely recommend going and checking it out. I don't know if the folks who were a part of it this year will be a part of it.
Yeah, lots of fun questions like, is it a heavy metal song or is it a fourth edition D&D spell?
That was really. I'm not a 4E player. I started in 5E. I'm gonna have to go back and look at some 4E content because I didn't
Fourth
realize
was
how metal it
wild.
was.
Fourth was wild. Between that and Psionics, fourth edition was just wild.
And after that, it was off to the Hyatt where we met back up with the Unbalanced Encounters crew. Played some fun dice games. A dice game called Chicken, which was it got very competitive.
Yep.
Josiah came with us, and Josiah and I got very competitive over who was winning and who was losing. And I won the second game,
You
and
did.
Josiah won none.
Yep.
So
Despite Josiah doing the amazing thing of saying, watch me get 10 chickens and then rolling exactly 10.
yeah, I think the most impressive roll was the round that I lost, where I rolled nearly all foxes.
Yes, you rolled a pack of, what did they say? A fleet of foxes.
A fleet of foxes, yeah. But after that, we played 2 rounds of that, and then headed back here to rest and recover.
After some delicious Hyatt Chuck E. Cheese style pizza.
Yeah,
they apparently
yeah.
had.
The Hyatt pizza gets a 2 out of 10, but at nearly midnight, it hit the spot.
Midnight, it's like 8 out of 10, absolutely.
Yeah, midnight. Time factors into when you actually eat it, but any other time, it's 2 out of 10. We have made it to Lucas Oil Stadium. I have found my Obi-Wan, my guide, my sage, my Yoda, to help me through the True Dungeon process today. I have explained it very poorly thus far in the vlog. So, Ted, could you explain what True Dungeon is?
Sure. So True Dungeon is a kind of an escape room mixed with D&D that has it's 20 years running, and it is a 7-room kind of escape room mixed with puzzles and combat. And it'll alter kind of you'll pick different, choose different ways. Everybody will choose a class. You'll outfit yourself with different gear. The gear persists year to year, so you can save tokens over time. You can customize and trade and transmute and do all sorts of crazy stuff. And yeah, it's like a 2-hour or so experience. And unlike a traditional escape room where if you don't get out of the first room, you stay there till you run out of time, you will get pushed to the next room. So part of that is, if you're in that first room and you don't beat the monster, or you don't solve the puzzle, everybody will take damage, and then you'll move to the next room. And they'll just say, yup, somehow you figured it out. Everybody takes 7 points of damage, and you move on. So you're never going to get stuck if you can't figure out a puzzle.
I really like that. I like that they take that into consideration because it's not a cheap ticket
No.
to add on to your con experience.
No, I mean, it's gone up over the years. It's definitely not for everybody, but it's 10 people per run. They usually sell out very quickly. If you're very lucky, you can get a slot of all 10 tickets, so you can bring in people you want. Otherwise, you're just going to be in there with random other folks. There's a waiver we'll have to sign here in a little bit. We'll get a wristband. They'll give us some starter tokens. But because this one we're doing, they do have what they call a sealed events, which are like a magic draft, where you just show up with what you get at the start, and then you trade and swap around. Or you can bring in, what we're doing is an open one where you can bring in outside tokens from yourself and kit yourself out however you want.
Friday was also the start of a rather messy ordeal regarding the 2024 Player's Handbook. And I'm not going to go much further into it other than to say it's a situation that did not have to happen, and it really sucked to be dealing with during the middle of a convention weekend. If you want to learn more about the situation and how it unfolded, I'm going to link Ted from Nerd Immersion's video down below in the description. He did a wonderful video with Noah Downs, aka my lawyer friend, and they go into the timeline of everything that happened, all of the emails that were sent out from Wizards of the Coast, as well as Noah giving a perspective from a legal professional's point of view on what was going on and why it happened in the first place. Okay, so it has been a very busy day, and I did not do an update after True Dungeon. But we got through it. We all lived thanks to Ted. Thank you, Ted, coming in clutch with all the healing.
Well, that's a cleric's job in True Dungeon. We are old school cleric style, so that's what it's all about.
I got to play the rogue, which was a ton of fun. I thought the lock picking was a ton of fun. Jake was the dwarven knight, I believe. Were you the dwarven knight?
Dwarven fighter?
Dwarven fighter. What did you? Oh gosh, hang on, I gotta get on an escalator. We're currently on our way to a party. What did you think of True Dungeon?
It was fun.
It
It's a
was?
good time, yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's trying to. Everyone say hi. Uh, we are currently on our way to start playing's party. They're doing a creator mixer, and we're gonna go say hi to a bunch of friends and make a bunch of new friends. And all of our old friends and our new friends are gonna become friends. And instead of having a Venn diagram of friendship, we are going to work towards the blob of friendship so that everybody knows everybody and we don't have to name drop and explain who people are
Also,
anymore.
totally beat Sarah's ass in trivia.
Can you say ass on YouTube?
You can say a lot more than that on YouTube, but it's fine. Yeah. I totally destroyed her in trivia.
Yes, Omega Crown invited the two of us last minute to a panel where we played D&D Jeopardy, and it was a lot more fun. It was fun in a different way from the serious ones.
Yeah, it was like a goofy, fun trivia, Jeopardy, Family Feud, mixed with a handful of things. And it was a lot of fun. It got a little silly, got a little snipey too, where we were kind of coming after each other.
It was just really delightful, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I won, so that's the best feeling.
Quit rubbing that fact in.
It's fine. It's not like you came in last or anything. I mean, she did, but that's
Stop telling them.
a lot of the panels that I've been on in the past are usually, I wouldn't necessarily call them serious, but we're working towards like a teach people things, and this was just kind of like get together and be goofy with friends, which was nice.
Yeah, it didn't feel like work, even though it kind of was, but it also kind of wasn't. So it was a lot of fun, and I just thought I'd get this conversation on recording. Because I don't know, I might forget to record again because I'm about to go see a bunch of people that I enjoy. But also, I'm going to try not to forget because there's some people I want you all to meet. The sun was behind a cloud when I sat down here. Think I'm just going to have to deal with it. One of these days, I'll have a cameraman that I can employ to follow around to different events and take footage of me because, once again, I did not take any photos or videos at the Start Playing Party. The Start Playing Party was at 16-Bit, which is a really cool arcade bar in downtown Indianapolis, within walking distance, I would say, from the convention center. I think it was about a maybe 10, 12-minute walk for us to get over there. The party was really crowded, so I spent most of my time after I grabbed a drink to just hang out on the patio. Came inside a little bit when it was raining, but it was more fun outside of the bar, actually, for me, than it was indoors. And this is also my first convention where I was completely sober, which was interesting. The night itself was fantastic. I got to mingle with a bunch of my peers whose schedules normally conflict with mine, and talk about work, real life, what we'd done so far at the convention. I'm pretty sure the only photo of me that I've been able to dig up so far is the one that Devin tweeted out with the "thank you for coming" tweet or text. Was it a text? I don't know. It was over a week ago now. I can't remember. I am outside the nature center at one of the metro parks. I believe this one's Oakwood. We decided to come over here and see if any of the raptors were outside, and they are. I am standing outside of Hawkeye's cage. Hi, Hawkeye. He is a red-tailed hawk, and I'm gonna put some B-roll over him, or over me, of him and his little buddy Radar, for the outro. That's a wrap on Friday at GenCon. In the next video, y'all can look forward to a chat with the owner and producer of Twisted Fates, Northwolf 911, as well as a sneak peek of the game that I don't think any other attendees got to leave with. So if you're interested in hearing about what happens when you release Cthulhu in the 100-acre woods next to Winnie the Pooh, stay tuned. Don't forget to like or dislike this video. Leave me a comment about it. Let me know what you think about birds, if you like them or don't like them, or just, if you have nothing to say about the birds, if you're completely neutral on the fact, just leave me a bird emoji, and I'll leave you a bird fact in the comments. But I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day, everybody.